A big warm welcome for Miss Laurie Jacobs.
I'll do it that way. I'll do it whichever way I want. Well, good evening, and thank you all so much for coming out to support us tonight. So here I am finally on stage at the beautiful Camino Real Theater. You see, this is what happens when you go off your meds. When you go off your meds, you start feeling depressed. And when you feel depressed, you take a comedy class to cheer yourself up. Then, when you take a comedy class and you feel cheered up, then you imagine yourself as a stand-up comedian. When you feel like you're a stand-up comedian, you quit your day job. When you quit your day job, you lose your paycheck. When you lose your paycheck, you start living out of your car. When you start living out of your car, eventually you end up face down in a ditch. Don't end up face down in a ditch. Take your meds. Can you all guys see me okay up here? You can see me? Good, because I can't see you. The only reason I know you're out there is I can hear you breathing. So you're going to have to breathe a little louder. And, make a little noise from time to time, just so that I know that I'm not all alone here in the universe. Because, you don't know this, but from where I'm standing, all I can see is a big white light. It's a beautiful white light. I'm going towards the light. Could this be that near-death experience they're talking about? I'm not dying yet. Give me a minute on that, but I know you're not going to let me die, are you? No. Thank you. Well, actually, I decided that I would take this opportunity right here. I have something on my chest. I just want to get it off. I've been holding it in too long. And I feel like we're at a point in our relationship where I can really confide in you. I mean, we've known each other now for about a minute and a half, right? Okay, so here goes. I don't know how to say this except just to come out with it. I'm short. I know. You didn't even suspect, did you? You thought I was just very far away. I'm short, petite, diminutive, fun size, whatever you want to call it. I'm short. So, I am 4'11" and 1/2 inch, which makes me 5 inches shorter than the average American female. Well, the good news is it makes me 10 inches taller than the average Andaman Island pygmy. So you see, it's all relative. All my relatives are short too. I come from a long line of short people. But you know what? I bet you I'm not the only one here. I bet you I'm not the only short person. I bet you there's some secret short people out there in the audience. Am I right? You're hoping nobody will notice. But you know what? If you admit it, you'll feel better about it, like I do. So, who are the short people? Are there short people out there in the audience? Well, just, be proud of it. Stand up. Stand up for yourself. Stand up. Oh, well, I see you short people, you're already standing. Sit down, you don't look any taller. You know, we short people, we have something in common, right? Yeah, we've heard all of the short jokes. Well, most of them just go right over our heads. But you know, like our bosses say, oh, I see we're working short staff today. Or, oh, you got short-changed in the hike department. Oh, my roommate short-sheeted my bed. I didn't notice. Well, don't get short with me. You know, all of this teasing could make us short-tempered. But you know, we short people, we can take it because we are tough, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're tough. And you know, you gotta hand it to short people. No, seriously, you do, because they can't reach anything for themselves. You know, even something like grocery shopping can be a challenge for short people. I don't even like the Fruit Loops, but I can't reach the grape nuts. They're on the top shelf with all the adult cereals. You know, the healthy stuff, the all natural. Well, yeah, today everything's got to be all natural, right? You got your cereals, your breads, all natural. In fact, you know, even the churches now, they're getting in on it too. Last Sunday, I was at a church, and there was the bread on the communion table, and there's a sign, all supernatural. Well, honestly, you know, I'm really not that religious because my father was Jewish, my mother was Catholic. What does that make me? Guilty. I got so much guilt, I feel guilty about feeling guilty. So that's why on Sunday, I just usually bypass the church and go straight to the pancake house. I mean, that's where we're all going to end up anyway, right? Well, I like to eat out at restaurants. How many of you like to eat out? Of course we do. But you know, even eating out at a restaurant can be a challenge for us short people. Well, here I go to the restaurant. I slide in the booth. Here I am. Down here, here's the table right up under my chin. But you know, I'm not embarrassed anymore. Last time I went out to a restaurant, I just asked the waitress for a booster seat. Yeah, it worked. I was right up there with the grown-ups. Well, there was a little problem. When we were finishing, I slid out from the booth, and the booster seat was just still wedged on my butt. They had to call in the jaws of life. You know, there have to be some advantages to being short, right? Yeah. Well, you know, the tall guys always say, oh, well, yeah, but it's easy for you flying on an airplane. You don't even need any leg room. Oh, yeah? Well, you try sitting on an airplane for 10 hours. Your legs dangling, your feet going to sleep. There are some advantages to being short, though, you know, because a lot of people assume if you're short, then you must be young. So, well, I was middle-aged, and I still had to show my ID to buy a full-price ticket at the movies. But then by that time, I qualified for the senior discount. So now I have to show my ID to get the discount. Just last week, you know, I was carded at the liquor store. Yeah, I stopped in the liquor store, you know, for some booze and smokes. So I took my bottle and I put it up on the counter, and the cashier asked me for proof of my age. So I handed her my driver's license. She took it, She held it up to her Coke bottle glasses. And I said, oh, I bet you just card everybody, don't you? And she said, oh no, just the ones I can't see their heads over the top of the counter. Oh, so have you guys been watching the news lately? How many of you watch the news? Yeah. Well, if you've been watching the news lately, you've probably seen there's been a lot on the news about gay marriage. And, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but some people are just really opposed to it because they're afraid that if gay marriage is made legal, then it'll just encourage a lot more people to be gay. Well, I guess they think that if you hang out with gay people, you become gay. Well, I'm hoping that works because I plan to start hanging out with a lot of tall people. Well, I've tried a lot of things. I've tried everything to try to grow a little taller. I tried stretching and yoga. Nothing worked. But lately I started getting these ads in my email box. And some of them say things like, increase your growth up to 6 inches. How'd they even know I was short? My name's Laurie. Thank you so much for coming tonight and enjoy the rest of the show.
Laurie Jacobs. Laurie Jacobs. Wow.